Hey everybody, and welcome back to Not So Historic Gaming. Today we are going to continue our campaign as a cavalry officer, hopefully moving up the ranks. Now last time I left off kind of getting stuff started. Today I'm going to start off with working with my camp. So you have 20 total hours you can put into it because you have to have 4 hours in rest. And we're going to go over and discuss what some of the things do. Now, last time you saw me go ahead and put 2 into leisure time. That's for your extra activities. That's going to be what is determining like how quickly you're getting done with your little tasks that you choose to do, your actions. You also saw me put 1 into politics. That is for the prestige gains. Sorry about that. Sinuses kind of bothering me today. So, I've already used 3 of the points. Now, starting off, I don't need to really worry about recruitment. I only have a small regiment of troops. I have 300 cavalrymen. Now, I will suggest that as you progress, you will need to put a few points into it, but I will tell you on my last playthrough, 2 points seemed to be the max I needed to have in recruitment. You just don't need a lot of points because this is helping get the flow of recruits to fill lost troops. So you're really not going to be, unless you get completely annihilated, you're not going to need to do a lot of recruitment. And I would tell you the one that I use the most is definitely drill the troops. So if I click on drill the troops, you'll notice that there is a companion face there. Now when you do get companions, you'll be able to click the arrows and assign a companion, and each companion in the different locations will give you +2, which becomes really beneficial late game to have a lot of companions because, well, if you're not wanting to use the points in those areas, you're able to have the companions that are going to grow that area of need. Now, drilling the troops, I believe, is really important, especially early on, because your training starts off untrained. If you look down here next to my little player card, it says training untrained. That means that they are going to break easier, their morale is going to be lower, they're just not that great of troops. So I try to put in between 4 and 6 points if available in my drilling the troops. Because you can't win battles if you just have a bunch of slobs fighting for you. Okay, this one here is consulting with subordinates. This becomes important later in game when you have generals or colonels or other officers underneath your command. So if you're a brigade level or a division level, you're going to want to consult this subordinates. Again, 2 was the max I did. You could do more, especially if you have officers who are not liking you too much. This is going to help boost them liking you. Alright, planning with staff. This is going to improve how well those staff members that we made earlier, the ones that we assigned to our general staff and our core level staff, this is going to make them actually improve their star rating. When we were putting them in last time, each of them were about 2 stars. This will raise them up. The best I've ever gotten it at was almost 3.5 stars on one, but it's slow, but it is worth putting a few points into it. Okay. Military studies. This is going to improve your attributes. So we were talking about those points earlier on administration, initiative. The more points you sink into here, the better you'll get quicker. Now, beginning a game, I like to try and put 3 points. The closer you get to 4 to 6, the better off you'll be. But you only have so many points you can spend, and there's so many different categories. Over here is just your consulting companions. This is going to determine how much effect your companions will have on you. So obviously, you're going to want to do this one a little bit. I didn't, honestly, on my last playthrough, use it at all, just because I had my companions in other locations, had other things working. I got where I was doing pretty well without it. motivating the men. This is important. What I usually do is after a defeat, especially if it was a pretty bad defeat, my morale is broken, and you can see your morale by coming over here to your card. Right now I'm at 100%, so I don't need to motivate the troops. They're not needing any extra little encouragement to do better. But if I had just gotten defeated, that morale would be way low, and I would actually take away from my training the troops to increase my raising the morale. That way my units are getting more morale, they're doing better, and you can get back into the fight quicker. Next one is our inspect logistics. This one is highly important. I usually try to keep it around 4 because this is going to be your supply efficiency. This is going to be how well is our unit getting intel, how well are they getting supplies. If you notice right now my supplies are looking pretty good. My ammunition is almost all the way up. Provisions are doing really well, and our forage is really well. Now after your first fight, that's not going to be the case because you're going to use a lot of that ammunition. Depending on how many days your provisions and your forage could be low. So it's important to keep your supply trains running effectively. This also has an in battle apply, because after the end of each day they're going to come and resupply you. You want to make sure that's high enough so your troops get enough to survive the next day. If you don't have anything in your supply, you're really going to hurt yourself in the long run, and they are going to potentially be wiped out because they don't have any ammo to defend. And then we have exercising the troops. This is going to increase how quick your unit is learning perks, and perks can really become beneficial, especially late game. So if you are a regimental, brigade, division, corps, doesn't matter, you want to sink a couple of points into this, especially if you want to try and stick within the same army. Like if I wanted to take over the Army of Potomac by the end of the war, and all the units that I'm helping build up now, early game, they're still going to have those perks. They're still going to have the things that I want them to have later in game. So you really got to think, how do I want to play this? So I'm going to sink 2 points for now. Now if you notice I still have 2 points left over, I could put that in recruitment. I could put that into morale. But I'm actually going to continue. Oh, actually, I'm going to put it into the leisure time, just because early game I want to get those actions done quicker. That's actually going to really benefit finishing those actions a lot faster, getting you more prestige, more money early on. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video after I've gone over the camp, and basically I'm going to just start a whole new one with us starting the game. Thank y'all, and hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the content.